Is there fatigue in the workplace? Is there stress in the workplace? Anxiety? These are all questions that I think every employer, every employee should ask himself. And are they just going to sit and say, there is no solution, when really there is an incredible solution? And it is so profitable to you as an employer and as an employee to investigate what True Nutrients will do in terms of helping you perform better. That's what we're going to cover, and you'll love every moment. Presentism, meaning 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. That means 80% of the people are only doing 20% of the work. If that could be reversed, or if we could take part of that 80% that's only doing 20% and get them to increase their performance because of the intervention that the owner or the manager would take in terms of solving these solutions. First of all, we need to have an understanding of the cause, and then we have a concept that we can implement with a structure. First of all, cause would be a lack of energy or fatigue. How we make that energy? Mostly we make it through stimulants, simply because we don't understand how the body makes energy. If we understood that, then we begin this wonderful journey of producing ATP, the way the body is designed. Along with that, we transfer that from stimulants to building energy, which gives you long-term health rather than short-term bursts of energy. What does sleep do? Well, sleep reduces your creativity. It compromises your immune system. Your learning and the ability to remember are greatly compromised. These are things that studies are beginning to dominate our culture. Reduced ability to learn and to remember. We can't have that. The cost to the employer is about $1,700 per employee per year. So sleep, what does it do? It reduces the endurance. So toward the end of the day, you're absolutely tired. You can barely function. Contributions to weight gain, because we lose sleep at night. So what we're producing is overweight because of diet. We need to have the energy, and how we address that today in the West is through chemicals. We don't restore the normal levels of neurotransmitters in the brain, which builds a little thing called GABA, which offsets the glutamate. So we're totally out of balance, and these are things that we really need to understand. Fatigue is one of those things that we just need to deal with, because when there's energy, it's necessary for all healing. Your attitude, your physical and your emotional well-being is because of energy. And as we understand that, we begin to understand that stress and anxiety kind of lead right to depression. And depression is such a killer because of the eating disorders that we currently use. We consume incredible amounts of carbohydrates and protein because that's what we were taught to do. And that produces toxins for the body. And then we got to clean it out. At the core of energy is an animal called CoQ10. And as we age, we produce less of it. So as a company, we saw that. CoQ10 is literally the spark of life. So if we produced a product called Be Pure, we would want CoQ10 in large amounts, not just in name only, but in the right form. And in doing that, we find an increased energy because it is a very powerful and antioxidant, along with stimulating and protecting the cell. It's impaired organ function. It is so involved. Along with that, we would want to have D-ribose, which is the fuel for the heart. As we get the heart to function, clean it up, Dr. Stephen Sinatra, in his writings and his study as a cardiologist, found the importance in repairing damaged heart. Nitric oxide, which expands the amount of oxygen to the cell upwards to 60%. We derive that from red beets, not stimulants. So as we put red beets and sweet potatoes together, we begin to control 3 or 4 hormones: adiponectin, ghrelin, and leptin, which are your hunger hormones. Once we've got that under control, there's a number of other elements that we put into this product that allows the cleaning of the cell, allows you to create the energy, reconstruct damaged tissue. The sleep mode is so important. If you're missing 4 hours of sleep a night, which we are really designed to get 8 hours of sleep, and we need to get the REM mode up, which is the object of Mitzrayim, which is a blend of amino acids involved in building neurotransmitters that are built in the gut. So first of all, we clean the body, then we begin to build neurotransmitters, and in doing so, your immune system goes up substantially. Along with that, your learning ability goes up. In fact, the numbers coming out of Berkeley and also Harvard show that it will increase by 40%. Along with that, if you don't get this proper sleep, you eliminate the natural killers that protect your immune system is compromised. And that is very, very important because our culture is today facing some of the most awesome viruses ever known. So instead of taking sleeping pills that are blunt instruments to the body, they don't reconstruct. We suggest doing it the way your body wants to be built. So in doing this, the brain cleans itself by shrinking the cells, only in a REM mode. So this GABA and glutamate, they've got to be balanced, because the glutamate will just run you to where you can't sleep, and we're not producing the GABA in the neurotransmitter region of the body to balance the brain. Once that's taken place, you're getting much more sleep in a REM mode, and that allows the cells of the body, the brain, to shrink by upwards to 60%. And here comes the cerebral fluid taking all of the toxins and this created from your emotions during the day and your poor diet that create in a form called amyloid beta plaque. So that's what we're trying to do from the top up, allowing you to sleep, creating the rest. Along with that, this thing called autophagy is so important, because that's the system that the body cleans the body itself, but it has to be in a fat burning mode. We have been taught to eat carbohydrates and protein, and that's the most inefficient form of energy that you can imagine. Fats produce 8 times more energy, ATP, than either carbohydrates or proteins. And it's a lot cleaner burning, and it's a lot less expensive. So you get more energy for less money. That's an incredible place to start. And how did that function? Well, Coors Brewery brought in a fellow by the name of Deerdorf out of the University of Oregon. Take a look at our business and see what you could do or what you would suggest. And after the actuarials and all of the studies that went into it, they incorporated a wellness program plus the facilities that would allow it to work. And they found in a very short period of time that for every dollar they spent in nutrition, they got $6.19 back. You can't even imagine increasing the health, increasing the attitude, which has an effect on the whole of the business when people are healthy and they're representing their company in a healthy mode. That's exactly what we would like to do with you. If you could do that, understand the effect of maybe decrease in insurance, increase in proficiency, attitude would go through the ceiling, if you will, and we can do it without affecting your cash flow.